All right, so let's get started. Like I said, good afternoon, good morning to you guys still in the Pacific, but we're gonna get started. Pardon? I'm sure someone's muted. So we're gonna get started. I guess you guys can see my screen, right? You guys can see the checklist. Yep. Making
Yes.
sure. Okay, awesome. So, like I just said, we're going to go through a couple dry run things today. Some of the stuff you already pretty much went over in Floor U, did the training on, but we're just going to do a dry run because this is going to be some of the stuff that you have to do majority of the time within the company, whether you're going to be the office manager or the just the owner. But this is going to be a lot of the permissions that you'll have to kind of mess with in the day to day. So we're just doing some run. We're doing a dry run of everything, like I said, and it's going to be a pretty simple just steps in the process of the business and just running appointments. So I understand this is a pretty large class. So if you guys have any questions, we're going to go over each point. But if you have like a striking question in the moment, you can ask. But I'll ask that if you can remain all of them for the most part into the end, because we'll have quite a bit of time to kind of go over any of the questions that you have with regarding Salesforce or the spreadsheet that I'm actually going to do today. All right. So as we get started, I'm going to try to keep it also as little technical sounding as I can possibly be. So if I sound a little bit too technical, just let me know and I can try to just explain it a little bit better because yeah, I tend to do that sometimes. So as we're going to get started, a couple of these first ones you guys should already have done. Just have all of the websites that we use, whether it's Salesforce, Floor U, 411, Power BI, all of those should be bookmarked within your Google Chrome browser. Another thing is that guys should be using a Google Chrome browser. If you're using Microsoft Edge or Safari, there's going to cause issues within Salesforce itself. There's a lot of plugin issues that only work within Chrome. So I just use that as a suggestion if you haven't started yet, just to make sure you're using Chrome. The next thing that you guys may have been to so far, may have not, is fciit.com. This is going to be basically the knowledge base for pretty much everything that you can come in and ask us a question on, anything that we're going to be going over today, all of that can be found within fciit.com, as well as known issues. There are quite a few bugs that we have. And I mean, you can just go through this list right here and just see some of them. A lot of them don't really pertain to the everyday use, but there are some things like within InspireNet right here, there's a whole section that are going to be some things that you may want to know before getting in the mix of things. So that's going to be a great resource for you, whether it's just looking up information or even down to finding the credential forms or just different types of forms that we have within the IT part. Right? Oops, maybe not actually. Cancel the meeting. So our first little, let me go back. Here we go. Our first steps is the tax groups. We're going to go ahead and create tax groups. There's going to be two different types of tax groups. The reason why you're using these is because obviously, like it is a tax group. So you'll have one for product, you'll have one for labor, and then also you can create additional ones for if you're having multiple counties that you're working in, or just different tax factors in different counties, or if you're just doing government jobs, then there's no taxes at all. So we're going to go through right now. Let me pick a name. Big mark. I just was on his branch. All right. So as we go to our branch pages, this will be the same use for you guys. So you can just search your branch name in the top global search bar. Scroll down a little bit and you won't have as many sections as I have, but you'll see this section as tax groups. Everyone should already have, oh, this is a great actually opportunity. Everybody should already have at least 3, all product, all labor, non-taxable discount. If you do not have a 7% tax rate, then I would suggest this be the first thing you do because it's automatically selected as, well, not 7, 6.5. That's right. But it's automatically set to that for all the branches. So that's start off with different tax rate. If you're starting off at 12%, I suggest getting that changed automatically. But as you see, Mark, he already, pardon?
Jalen, one quick question. So in California, where I am, each zip code is a different tax rate or can be. Is it better to label them by the zip code and then put it in, or should I do it by like, if there's a bunch that are like 7.75 and then some are 8.25, like.
So for that, that's going to come down to just how you like it, because I'll show you an example. for the drop downs itself, when you're seeing the tax rates, you'll be in the option record and then they'll show right here. So it's whether if you like the view for it to have just the names. I see most people have names and just the names of the counties. But I mean, if you want to have numbers, just the zip code, then you can choose it like that. But
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. I'm going to creating that. As you guys go to your branch page, you can go to your tax groups. And then we see this button right here. It says new. We want to do that. So right here, you see you can name the tax group name. This will be where you either put the zip code or you put the county name. Michael, Mike County. I'm not going to actually create this, but as you can see, you can put a Mike County and then the factor, that's going to be the percentage that the actual tax is for. In this box right here, labor tax group, this is going to be the important one because as you see, if it's either checked or unchecked, that's going to play a part whether it shows up in a product or the labor tax group. So when you're making these tax groups, especially a lot of times, it's majority of the time just for product that you're taxing differently, but you're just making sure you're selecting this when it's labor, or if it's not labor, you're making sure it's not selected. I believe we were supposed to go over. We're actually supposed to do this. So I'm going to actually do that on the test branch now. Just make the actual test, just so you can see the process of it going through. Test 0. There we go. So we'll go to tax groups. We'll hit new. Tax cert. Then we have to have it at 10%. Let's say check labor box check. So check that. And it's safe. And that's all it takes. And for this tax group to obviously show up on the tablet, you'll have to go through syncing, but this is automatically input into the system within Salesforce. It's immediate. So you can just add as many of these as you want. As you see over the classes, we have quite a few of these added. So
Jalen,
like I said, yep.
I'm just trying to, so that labor box that you're checking it when it's a labor tax?
Yeah. So if you're setting, and I know a lot of time, like I said, the labor tax doesn't really change throughout the cities or the states. I know that's pretty much set in stone, but that's where you're going to select that. If you're having that box selected, then that's going to be a labor tax. But if the box isn't selected, then it's automatically going to put that as a product. So if you like I said on here, if you, oh man, that's probably not a good one because there's nothing on the actual. Let's see if we can pull something else.
I'm trying to figure out what this is keyed off of. How does it know which tax group to use when I'm doing a proposal?
So
or how is it pulling which one is?
So that's actually a good question. So technically, they're all labeled through alphabetical order. That's why we name them all labor, all product, because those are the first as an A. Those are the first selected ones. So these are the automatic 2 that's going to be selected. So if you're having an additional tax group that's going to be, say, a different county, then once you get to the proposal in the tablet too, there's going to be a drop down I can show you, but in Salesforce, it looks just the same. It's going to be a drop down where you can select the county right here. And that's going to change the tax factor for a couple of these items I think all of these are products. So no, these aren't products. These are labor.
Well, if I'm in the tablet,
it'll change this tax group right here. Pardon?
So if I'm in the tablet or in Salesforce, it looks like that, and I want to change the tax group, will it change it for every product line on that particular proposal?
Yep.
And will it do every option that I've got, or just the option that I happen to be in at the time?
Just the option that you're in at the time. So if you're in the first option, you have a second one with a whole different product. You have to actually go in and choose the tax group for that specific option each time. So like I said, it's going to automatically ping the all product and all labor since they're marked with A, LL. So A comes first. Since they're alphabetical, those are going to be triggered first as far as being selected. But you can go in and
so if I put so just to check here. So if I created a tax group that was zip code specific, and it was called, Aaron county, AARON. So that's going to be before all, right?
Yeah.
Is it going to select, does it select the Aaron one because it knows that it's zip code 12345? And
No,
that's where this is, or how does it do
no,
that?
there's no trigger in the system that will that will know the specific zip code, especially if you're if actually doing a job in that zip code, it won't know to ping that's the zip code or the tax group it needs to select. But I believe I can get back to you on that too. But I believe if you do put like something like AA, then that one would be pinged first since it is in alphabetical order. But like I said, I have to check with Ryan because I know that that trigger may be locked as well, as in that just automatically comes out the first one anyway for that.
Okay. So regardless of what we call them or anything, where it's always going to pick the all product, all labor, and then each time we need to make sure we're getting the right tax group for that particular proposal.
Yep, exactly. And I know I mean, a lot of branches don't really have a lot of tax groups, but I know, I mean, I'm from New Jersey. I know that each county is different tax. So there are branches that will have a long list of each county. So I mean, it may be a little tedious sometimes, but it is something that has to be done.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of city specific inside a county too, that's different tax rates.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So we'll go on as check out the tax.
Jalen, I'm sorry. Can you? Very simple, but I've already lost how you got to those tax groups. Would you mind showing that one more time?
So I just looked up the branch in the global search bar. Our branch is just test 062. And then you can scroll down to the bottom from the branch. You won't have a lot of the details that I have, but if you scroll down, you should see tax groups.
I see. Yep. Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome. All right, moving on from tax groups. Outlook installed. Okay, display. Everybody has already gotten this done as far as the display on their tablets set. I know you guys should have received that within the credential form. Another thing to check, even within that may not have been suggested, is advanced features, S Pen to text. If you guys do have your tablets, just make sure that you're going into the advanced features and then look at the setting for S Pen to text. If that setting is on, or if you're having issues with like your typing, whether it's creating measurements or typing in the room name, if you ever have issues with that, it's most likely related to the advanced features like the S Pen feature, because that does cause a lot of issues within InspireNet. So that's just a suggestion I just like to throw out. Kind of helps out. Okay.
I have a question.
Yep.
We have some troubles with the product groups because we are not visualizing correctly the product groups in the tablet. Is there something that maybe we are not, or we have to configure?
The product, like say if you have carpet, like
The
the
PG,
product groups for those, like the PG
PG3,
groups.
for example, PG3
So,
for hardwood or whatever.
we won't go over that too much in this training. But yeah, it doesn't even show it at the bottom. We won't go over it too much in this training, but there is going to be a feature in the escrow. Let me go to it. In your PLM, you'll have the ability, even in the tablet too, for the product selector. If you scroll all the way over, I just gotta log in as somebody. GG again. Mark. In here. So like I said, you guys will have a whole separate training on the PLM specifically because there's so much just even wrapped around with this. But in the product selector, which is available in your tablet and in online, you'll have the price groups right here for all of the products that are listed. So as you see, the 1 through 5. So, and that's going to give you just a dry estimate of how to price these. But if you want to get the exact numbers, then we can reach out to Sean O'Rourke. He's over pricing and merchandising, so he'll be able to give us the specifics on what is categorized as a PG1 or PG2, and so on and therefore. So
no, it's just that in the tablet we cannot visualize the PG3 and PG1 or PG2. That's
you can't search it.
Exactly.
Oh, it's not searching. Okay. That's probably going to be a separate issue. I can look into that with you though.
Okay.
I'll make sure I look in. Did you send a ticket on that yesterday?
Yes, but
Okay,
we
okay.
uninstall and install it again.
Reinstalled it
And
after
no,
that.
no,
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna look at that with you because
thank you very
I'll
much.
reach out to you after this because Ryan was talking to me about that yesterday. Forgot to get back to you about that. So yeah, we'll definitely get that figured out. Okay. So as we move on, we're gonna first create a lead. I'm not sure. Like I said, this is gonna be some basic things that we kind of already went over and that you guys have already been doing within your practicing, but we're going to start with creating a lead so that we can get it down to appointment on the tablet. So in that way, there's a few ways to create the lead. So we see this plus button. Everybody should have this global search button right here. We can put new lead. We can look in leads right here. Search, we can put new. That creates a new lead. And then in the franchise owner console that everybody should have as well, we have leads right here. So you're going to notice if you had never used Salesforce, there's going to be a million ways that you can do the same thing. So it's just whatever you're more comfortable with. I'm personally just liking the quick access, so I normally just do the new lead from here. But we'll do it from here right now.
Hey, Aaron, before you go further, um, when we was in Atlanta, even though I'm from Atlanta, I was entered in InspireNet as a DA. Actually, I'm an owner, so I was wondering, is there a way that I can change so I can get to Salesforce to create leads, even if I'm on the way? I'm on the road.
Okay. You were created. So creating leads on the road, that's going to be a little difficult situation because it requires a lot of people use Salesforce, like that mobile app. But honestly, the mobile app is pretty, it gets useless sometimes because the action buttons even in it now. I know Salesforce themselves won't update it. So a lot of like even just the small features that we have within the full PC version isn't available in the app. So I don't normally suggest making leads and stuff on the road. If you do have an issue where you don't have the lead record or a project record and you're having to run the appointment, that's when you just create the training task. And then
Okay.
later you connect, you just let us know, reach out to me, and then I get that connected to the customer record for you. But that's something that actually we're working on too, just within InspireNet is actually building a feature that you can create leads in the app. So it's not nothing
Okay.
that we have yet, but it's something soon.
Appreciate that. I'm not dumb. I thought I was dumb because I was working on it.
Oh yeah, no worries, no worries. All right, so we'll move on and we got our test lead. So make sure put in some information. Company, that's it. All right. Test lead source. Let's put other. All right. And save. As you see, we got our lead record converted. Got the green mark, so we know that was great. Now it's probably going to tell us to generate the project. So that's exactly what we'll do. Telling it to exclude from reporting. So the first thing. So we'll generate that project. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it now, but sometimes you may run into a message where it shows like just error, but it'll still take you to the customer record like it's doing now. So this is just a spoof error sometimes. So if you get this, just don't worry. Your project your lead record did convert. It just gives a spoof error saying that it didn't. So so we got our record. We got our project record now. Let me actually put design associate. I don't know why I can do that. All right, so now we go back to our customer record, make sure it's excluded from recording. And you guys want to do this with your test too, because this will just make sure that this doesn't go into your slippage or any of your numbers in case you write a $50,000 proposal in here or something. All right, so now that we got it, so we have to now generate a project that we have, and then we have to schedule an appointment to the calendar. So I'm going to add this on here now too. This is beside the spreadsheet, but I get this question a lot, and you're going to have to do this especially in the beginning of the business. But you're going to have the calendar, and you want to share your calendar to someone else, maybe your office manager or your DA. You have to make sure you go to your events and then share calendar. That's going to make, and then you share it with that DA. Once you share it, they should have availability to see the calendar and to see the events, but they still have to go in and add your calendar. So once they add your calendar, it should show your calendar there with events, but it'll say busy. So I can't really do it here because it won't do it, but because I have permission to see everybody, but it'll show events, but it'll say just busy. It won't have in-home consultation, but that will be on your part then. After they've added it on their account, you have to share it on your account. So, and give access, obviously, to see the events and details. That's just a side note that I like to add, but that I get a lot of questions on. I'm still here for help if you still need to add that later on and still forgot how to do that part of it. But yeah. All right, so we have our training. So, oh, that's actually my board. So we'll just click anytime, add an appointment, home consultation, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. We'll do it with our test customer, should automatically pop up. Same thing with our project. As you see, the assign to, we're always going to beat this into the head because this is one of the biggest trips in Salesforce is that it assigns to whoever's making the appointment. If you are the office manager, especially the office manager who never really takes appointments, make sure you're changing this every time to who is actually assigned to, because majority of the events or any of the assigned to appointments in Salesforce, it automatically chooses your name. So it's just going to be the biggest thing that I just say, because as you see, it's chosen my name, but I don't even have a DA account. So that's just one thing to make sure. And now we have it saved. All right, we got our event created now. No atrophy, nothing. So now we'll stop sharing our screen. Oh, I should actually not stop sharing our screen. We'll share this screen. All right. So we got InspireNet. And then we want to sync. Really should just sync all every time. Obviously, you have the options to choose the different types of sync, but I'm going to always suggest to sync all because just make sure you're having everything that you maybe missed in Salesforce rather than just on the tablet. And another suggestion is to sync every day. I know that can be annoying in itself, just to having to manually sync, but I don't think it's that hard personally. I log into 10 different accounts every day, sync all of them. So I think that it's just to make sure everything is uniquely staying into the correct fields and it gets transferred to Salesforce correctly. I always just suggest to sync every single day. So as you see, we got our self-synced. We got our customer record down here now. And then we're going to create some rooms and some options. So open the appointment. We got all of our options right here to fill out any project names. We can change it. A lot of times if you're running the training task, like I said earlier, how if you need to create a lead and you or you need to work on a new customer and you don't have a lead or customer record for them yet, or an appointment, then that's when you run that training task. I'm not sure if you guys seen, but you can just click here and just run a training task. It doesn't have to be connected to a certain customer, so that whenever you get back to the whenever you get done doing the appointment, then you just reach out to FCIT. And what we do, we just connect that customer record into that training task. So you have it. But like we'll go back into our record. So got everything filled. You can do whatever modifications you want right here. Click through a couple of these. Got some objectives, got our inspection video. All right, so now we got our options. So it's asking us in the spreadsheet that I'm going to give you guys out. Like I said, you'll be going through the same thing too. We'll have 2 rooms. The first room is going to be 10 by 10 with a door at the bottom right. And then the second room is going to be 10 by 15 with an open wall at the bottom and a transition. So let's do 10. 10. Got that. All that. What is that? living room. And then we had a door at the bottom right. It's a standard door, so we can just leave that as is. Space info, make sure that's set. And then we will make our second run. 10 out of 15. Then door, we'll do an open door. So select that. And then open wall right here at the top. Then go back to floor plan. And make sure we name this one bedroom. Now we got our 2 rooms. So some space information in there. Okay, now we got our 2 rooms. So for the first option is asking us for room, the living room, room A, that we want to do PG1 carpet using the seaming tool. And then we want to switch the product to PG2 carpet after the fact. So what we'll do, we'll select living room, carpet, PG1. Like our PG1 carpet. Check marks. Once we go to the complete option, I just said we want to switch our product to PG2 carpet. So this is going to be useful. So if you're just wanting to see the different price for the product itself, the leading product, this is the way you want to actually switch it. You don't want to go in and edit it and then delete it and then add the next one, because what that does, especially for the leading product, it will disconnect the whole proposal. So all of the estimation rules that get added within the leading product and any of like the transitions and anything that will go with that, that all is connected within the main product line. So that's why we asked to use the switch button, the switch product tool, rather than just deleting and then adding a new product. So what we'll do, see this little switch right here with the 2 arrows, press that, and then we'll put PG2 carpet. And like, as you see, it automatically enters it because it already puts the same information that was there for the PG1 carpet as far as the measurements goes. All right, so now we got our first option. We want to go back to create more options, new option. And then it's asking us for option 2, we want a PG1 vinyl, and then we want to add an area rug. So we want to do luxury vinyl, PG1. Big floating, it's fine. And now we go to complete. And it's asking us to add an area rug. So as you see, we have that switch product tool. And then, like I said, as far as just the leading product, that's what we want to use. But anything like an area rug or anything additional than that, we can either hit the plus sign right here, as in a new line item, or we can just do a general line item right here. Area rug. Type in any area rug. 1, 0. There we go. Now we got our area rug. Now we want to go back to create more options, because it says for the third option, we want to do a PG1 vinyl for the bedroom, and then, no, PG1 hardwood for the bedroom, and then another 4th option, but we'll go into that. So we'll do PG1 vinyl. PG1 hardwood, I'm sorry. So hardwood. PG1. And as you see, I'm pretty sure you guys already went through these, but as you see, whenever I change the product, we have different types of installation types and things that we can choose from here. So that is always one thing to make sure too that you're choosing. So go back and choose that hardwood again. It's fine. And then we have that third option, and then we want to see, got our created hardwood. Now we go create more options. And then our last option is asking us just a PG1 vinyl. So we go there, luxury vinyl, PG1. Oops. There we go. Now we got 4 options. So we want to go back. We want to go to first option. It's asking us to add a discount. So as we go through our proposal, we'll have our edit screen where we can change our line items. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Then we have our company story. And then we get to our price and payment screen where it shows the choice of options that we have. So this is going to be the end where we're pretty much going to show the price to the customer. But in this screen right here, open price and payment screen, right here, this arrow, we have a few options. We have the down payment screen right here. So you can choose the down payment if the customer does have one. And then right here in this bottom right box, this is where you're going to add your discount. So for ours, it's saying 50. And as you see, it changes the prices up there as well. So we have a 50% discount, and we also have a few options for months. As you see, we have 24, 36, and then 48. And for the 48-month financing agreement, you can go in and choose however many months you want. If somebody has 96 month financing, let it be you can change it right here. So, and this is only going to be able to be maneuvered in that third box. You can't change the second or the first one, but yeah. This. Okay, tablet. All right, so now that we've gotten all of our 4 options, we'll go through. I'm not going to sync it. I'm not going to sign it because it's going to land it, even though I already excluded it from reports. One thing to note as well is when you're signing the customer signature in the tablet, then it automatically triggers a landing in Salesforce. So a lot of times people will land it right before they go out to the customer because they know they're going to get the job, or after, and then they land it in the tablet too. So just letting you know that's going to cause double events. But if you land it or get your signature in here, it's going to land it in the tablet. It's going to do it anyway now, especially since I just did that, but whatever. So we want to sync up our appointment. Now we got to switch back our screens. All right. Now that we're back at our screen, we're going to wait for this appointment to sync up on my tablet. Just went on the screen. So as we wait for this to load up, we're going to check it in Salesforce. We're going to yeah, we really don't have to check much in Salesforce. We're just going to sync it up in Salesforce. I'm just going to let you guys see how it syncs up. I'm going to hope that my floor plan image is broken just so I can show you guys how to fix it. But if not, then we can go over that some other time. But we're going to just bring it up to the appointment, make sure it's synced into Salesforce, and then we're going to go back down, create an ongoing appointment, and make sure it just synced up. So I'll go through. Again. Apps, whatever. This is probably the appointment right here, but I'm gonna wait for it to finish syncing everything. And don't worry, I will have this this spreadsheet sent out to you guys so you can go follow along with that. It's still not synced up. Obviously, the floor plan is not here. Some of the stuff is not here, but I'm still letting me go through the syncing. We'll refresh it in a second whenever it gets done. All right. Interesting enough. We may have caused ourselves an error here. Hold on. Let me go through and complete it again on an appointment. Sync. Let's see. And if you ever have issues with your sync, just taking too long, just always like put the all the apps up and then just swipe out of it. That'll help re-register the internet connection to it, especially that happens a lot with your product selector. If you have unauthorized, just swipe out of the app, try to go back in it when a good stable internet connection. That a majority of the time fix that issue. So it's another little tip. All right. So obviously I'm looking at the wrong thing. I forgot to already connect this to the customer. So go to our customer record. And as you see, we have our project. And as you see, since I got that signature, I didn't do anything, but it's automatically landed, like I said. So when you're getting that signature in a tablet, it's automatically going to land that customer. So we don't have a broken floor plan, but what you'll do a lot of the time is the format screen that's in InspireNet. You'll have to hit that double square icon. If you don't have your image going through here, then that's probably what the issue is coming from, is that the floor plan image itself isn't formatted. So you have to go back into the tablet and resync it and do that. So, all right. So as it asked, it wants us to go back into our tablet as an ongoing appointment. I guess I should have never really switched the screen. Let me go back here. I'm going to share my screen. Yes, sir. And all right, so now we have our appointment. It says we want to bring down an ongoing appointment. So say if anything was changed in Salesforce now, like as you see, it was landed. So say if I added a project name, I added some notes after the fact in Salesforce, the tablet, the appointment that you see right here, it will not know that. It doesn't have anything other than when it was last synced. So this is where the ongoing appointment comes in. So as you see, go to our menu right here, search customer, and then it's tech JMINs. Oops. JMINs. So we'll hit this little, we'll have to hit that every time. And we're going to select our customer. As you see, it has our project right here. We're going to select that. Starts to sync. And what this is doing is grabbing all of the latest information that's from Salesforce, because as you see in the first appointment that we had on there, it wouldn't have anything that was changed after the fact in Salesforce. So to make sure we have all of the updated information, we pull that down as an ongoing appointment. So now that we have our ongoing appointment, we want to open it. Look, as we see, whoa. Oh, yeah. I think I added another room when it was just like this. So don't mind this. Yeah, I definitely did. One of these. Okay. So as we go through all our options, we want to go in and add a new option. This is definitely not the right customer. Okay, never mind. This is the right customer. It's just I'm using the same customer record. Okay. So as you want to go into our fifth option, it says that we want to add an additional room. So this time we're not going to only add an additional product. We're going to add an additional room. You'll get these and you just hit check mark until it goes away. And then you want to go in, add that additional room. Office. We want to put PG4 vinyl. So go ahead, space info. Got our fourth room. It's like that. Vinyl. We'll add some PG4 vinyl. And then we go through. Continue the proposal, complete appointment. Now we've had our second room. And we want to sync all now. Now we go back to Salesforce to see if any of that information actually went through. So now let me go back and share my screen for the last time in Salesforce. And as you see, sync. Oh, keep switching the screen on my tablet, so just give it a second. We have access to go back into Salesforce to clone the first option, and then I'm going to email the proposal. So I'm going to show you guys how to email the proposals after it gets sent in Salesforce, and then we're going to mark out so this landed. So it's still syncing right now. Side. Collect word though. Let's see you refreshing the screen again. So we have our 3 rooms now. We have our landed option 1. We don't mind this 6 option. That's what I've just created. But we're going to go back into our option 5. And then it says remove carpet pad. So removing hallway carpet pad. In Salesforce, you're just pretty much hitting the trash can button. Should get rid of it. Then it says to clone our proposal. So we're going to clone it. Should automatically put it as option 7. And I guess I could have used that as an opportunity to show the tax cloning, but we'll just do it with this one. So all product 10. All labor, we'll put Texer. I believe in Salesforce. So this is going to pretty much answer our question. Who asked me earlier? I believe it was Linda. I'm not sure if she's here. But this will pretty much once we're closing it and cloning it in Salesforce, just pretty much determine if that tax group that we selected is going to go into our second one. So actually, as you see, it does. So that was my mistake. If you're going to go in and clone a proposal, it should connect to the next one. But if you're adding just another option, then it won't. That's the only thing. Which adding another option is only done really in the tablet. So yeah. So we have our option 5, option 8. That's our clone proposal from option 5. And then it says we're just going to mark it landed. So as you pretty much know, it's marking things landed, moving it, the chevrons, it's just clicking that right there. So
Jalen, just to go back to that tax question really quick, again, this is Linda. I'm here. I actually don't still have my camera on right now, but if you go into an option, you create it, you change the tax factor to what you want it to be for that particular proposal, and then you clone that to then edit it again, then it will keep that tax factor.
It will, yes. So it will keep the tax rate when you're cloning it, but not when you're adding an additional option. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, like I said, I'm going to get this sent out to you guys. That's pretty much everything you had to go over. The S Pen thing is my last thing, but accessing Power BI, you guys should already have done that. I mean, Power BI is going to have the plugin right here, franchise view Power BI. If you don't like looking at that view, then you can go to the main app, powerbi.com. This is going to just show you, obviously, the full reporting. You'll be able to export it, anything right there from there. But that's pretty much all.
Real quickly, Jalen, sorry, the Power BI, are you able to see what's been done in your territory before you purchased it? Like if any money's been spent or jobs have been done in your area? How do you find that out?
That's a good question. Where are you located at?
Redlands, California.
Okay, so you could probably reach out to marketing, see who owned those zip codes before.
Nope,
the zip codes
nobody.
that you have, see if any territory owned those zip codes, and then from there, I can even see some of the jobs that's marked for that zip code, whether it's just me searching it in the global search bar right here or something. We're just searching addresses, but they'll be able to see like just certain customers or leads that came from there that is going to another branch.
So yeah, so these were from my territory hasn't been owned before, so it was a franchisee next door going into my territory before I purchased it. So
yeah.
So I
And
won't
you're
be.
trying to find out this. Do you know that specific owner who's next to you, or are you
Yeah.
trying to figure that out as well?
No, I know who it is.
Okay, okay. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much just sending it over to marketing, just seeing reviewing the zip codes. I don't have any information for the zip codes exactly, so I don't
Okay.
allocate those anywhere, but they can see all that, and then they'll be able to go through the list of leads and see which ones came from that particular area. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. All right, like I said, I mean, that was pretty much the end of our spreadsheet and just our checklist. Like I said, I'll be sending this out to you guys. You'll go through the same steps I pretty much just went over today. This is going to have to be done by Monday. Shouldn't take too long. As you see, I just explained it, went over it. It took me 45 minutes, so it shouldn't take you guys too long to complete this. But I mean, before any of this just ending, do anyone have any questions, concerns? Can be related to what we discussed today. Can be related to
Galen,
some
can
of
you
the
bring
basic
up the
stuff.
spreadsheet again, please? So we can just see it.
Yep. So here goes just a rough estimate. Like I said, I'm going to get this sent out to you guys in an email after we end this call, and I'm going to make sure the recording is sent out too, just so you guys have access if you need to follow along with anything we did today.
Just so I'm clear, the reason we're doing this is just to make sure that things are functioning as they should, and then you guys are going to go check.
So this
everything.
is going to be just a dry run for you guys because it's just a help of stuff that you're going to do within the everyday part of the business. But then there's going to be some plugins that we have on our side. So once you go through this, and if everything is filled correctly, or if you have any issues through it, then we'll know like which permissions or triggers we have to re-add or fix within your branch. So it kind of helps both of us gauge the IT side of your branch.
And then how do we let you know it's done, or you still know by Monday to look and
yeah, I'll just be able to search the customers. If you, as you see, it says name it tech cert, and then the name. So like, I mean, my name was like tech JMIM, or the customer record actually. What does it say? Does it say? Oh yeah, see, so how's it tech R Cheeseman, tech JMIM? So that's how it would be for you guys. So tech and Baldwin. I'll be able to search everybody's through that. So
Hey, Jalen,
Sorry,
I have
Sue.
a self.
Go ahead, Linda.
Okay, just quick. I have a selfish question. I was going to email you, but I still don't see Shaw in my price list. And I know,
okay.
You were working on, I got my account number and got that all figured out, but I still don't see them. Do you know if you have a status on that?
When did you send it in? Did you send it in last week or this week?
Yeah, it was last week. Sometime we were going back and forth. I couldn't get logged in. I did finally get, logged in. It was like, okay, I've got the account.
Because you had to get like the Shaw Now and all that, right? Okay.
Right. So I
I'm
don't know what
gonna
I
look
need.
after this. You can send me an email as well through the ticketing system. Just put Shaw information, make sure it's uploaded, just so I have a reference to go back to. But I'm going to make sure after this call that like your information is plugged in. I believe I have to see if I got an email back from Shaw. I should have gotten an email back from Shaw, so I'll just make sure.
I'll email you. Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Any other questions?
Sorry, Jalen, I'm unclear. I've been watching and listening you go through all this, but so you're wanting us to do exactly what you just did, every step of it, so that you can make sure that our system's working correctly?
Yep. So this is, like I said, this is going to pretty much go over the basic stuff that you'll do within the business. So this is just a training on your side too, just to see, so I can gauge at where you guys are at. Just so I can gauge like if you're going to need a little bit more help in certain areas. And this is also going to do like some of the plugins that we have within the products itself, or just bringing the syncing down. All of that has triggers within Salesforce and Inspired. So that's going to just make sure on our end everything is set up correctly too.
Okay, but just to be clear, you want us to go through step by step everything that's on the spreadsheet.
Yep. And I'm going to send it out to you guys, but yep, you don't really have to do this stuff in white, but just everything in the orange color you'll go through, which is pretty much just creating a tax group and then creating a lead customer and then that project that I did. So.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Any other questions, concerns? Like I said, it can be regarding pretty much anything. I know you guys just started, so it's a lot thrown in your face right now, but it could be anything. All right. All right. Well, like I said, I'll just make sure this gets sent out to every one of you guys. I'll make sure I'll get the recording posted too, just so you have that reference to go if you need to use the video while you actually do the training. But if nobody has any other questions or concern, that was it today. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. And I also can't wait to see you guys in person again. But like I said, if you guys have any other questions, concerns, you can reach out to the fciit.com, or you can reach out to me at the support desk, and I'll be happy to help you out. So
Thanks, Jalen.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Jalen.
you're welcome.
See you,
All right.
everybody.
Can we review the issue that we have?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, please. Thank you.
For
I will
can
stay
you
or
send me a note too? Can you send me a note in my email?
okay.
Okay. Just so
Sure.
I want to make sure I just have a reference, because I don't want to overscape anybody, but just want to have a reference so I can help you out.
Sure.
Thank you.